Welcome back to Defense News Weekly. I'm Irene Lowenson. Ashley Guthermuth is an Air Force spouse who draws from military family life to fuel her material as a stand-up comedian. She has also become an advocate for military spouse employment. Marine Corps Times editor Andrea Scott caught up with Guthermuth at Modern Day Marine to learn more about spousal unemployment and the inspiration behind her jokes.
You have it so easy, the military pays to move your stuff. Well, Maria, they do pay to move my stuff, but they don't guarantee how many pieces it will be in when it arrives at my final destination.
3, 2, 1. Babe, I found these pens in your uniform. I'm just gonna save time and throw them in the dryer now.
I can't wait to see our first house on base. What's that smell?
All right, let's do this.
The military took out my knees and replaced them with Skittles.
Babe, I'm home.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Ashley.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you.
And we're here at the Modern Day Marine, and you were leading a panel this morning.
I did. I led the military spouse employment panel, which was super cool. We had Hiring Our Heroes. We had Mrs. Patty Barron was here. We had some spouses talking about their employment journey. So it was really good.
And you're a military spouse yourself. You're also a comedian. But let's talk about the military spouse space and your role on this panel and what you're seeing in the military spouse space right now.
I am a military spouse. I am an Air Force spouse, so I'm sorry. You can't say that loud at Modern Day Marine. But yeah, so what am I seeing? I'm seeing a lot of good things. I'm seeing a lot of good, just people talking about it. People talking about how military spouses need jobs and need to do jobs that are real to what they want. So like, we have tons of military spouses that are lawyers, that are judges. You know, you look at things like the Military Spouse Juris Doctorate Network, which created, literally changed laws so they didn't have to retake the bar every time they moved. So I'm seeing positive trends, which is great. But will it ever be enough? I don't know. We're going to keep chugging along until everybody that wants a job has a job. But we have a 22% unemployment rate, though, so that's pretty high. We got to chisel that away.
And now you're using your comedy to talk about being a military spouse in that space. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, so I was a stand-up comedian for years before I started talking about being a spouse. And the reason for that was when you're a comedian, you're out late at night a lot and you're alone. You know, if my husband's deployed, I didn't want to be like, oh, yeah, hey everybody, my husband's deployed. Come follow me out to my car. Let's play Kidnap Ashley. It wasn't into that. Now it's fine, I guess. Apparently, I just talk about it all the time. He's not deployed now, so that's okay. But yeah, so I started off by being a troublemaker, which is what I like to do anyway, because I've always been kind of like that. One of the first military spouse videos I put out was I said that there's a military spouse paycheck, and that if your husband hasn't given that to you yet, that you need to talk to his commander, which made a lot of people very nervous. But I've never had any pushback from any type of senior leader. I've talked to the heads, the 4 stars in charge of the services. I've had chiefs from like high-level command chief type that will come up to me and say, hey, I wake up to you in bed every morning, and I'm very pleased for them.
And people are using comedy, right, to connect maybe a tough time with the deployment, like you said. Are you seeing that resonating with military spouses and families, some of your topics you cover?
Yes, because otherwise you feel alone. Like you feel like you're going through the whole thing alone, you know, especially if you're in like a remote location or something like that where you don't have a lot of resources available to you, say, and then you just think, all right, this is just my life, and now, you know, my spouse is deployed for 6 months to a year, and now I gotta take care of everything, and also on top of it, I have all of these stigmas, you know, placed upon me because of whatever people think a military spouse is. So I think if you can make jokes about it, then people go, oh, it's not just me thinking this. There's a ton of people. And then you can get involved in the comments on social media videos, and you can see people that are also dealing with the same kind of stuff. That's one of my favorite things, is when I write a joke that seems very specific but is able to resonate with tons of people. So my example of that was I made a joke where I I pretended to be on the phone with my friend, and she said that she was dating a soldier, but he just had really hairy ankles. And I said, oh, he's got really hairy ankles, huh? He doesn't have that bit of hair rubbed away from where his boots have rubbed all that hair away for the rest of his life? And she's like, no. And I said, well, he's not a soldier. I'm sorry. He's a fake. Stolen valor. The amount of people that wrote back and said, oh, my goodness, I thought it was just me. I thought I had a skin disease. It's where the boots rub. Oh, so like that was so neat for me to be able to connect all those people to a silly thing like hairless ankles.
And there was one with a stolen valor Navy SEAL, right?
Oh, Amber wrote to me and said that her boyfriend is a Navy SEAL, but at night he's got to work at Red Lobster to be able to make extra money. And I just... I told her that that is the secret Cheddar Bay biscuit mission, and even though it's been recently declassified, she shouldn't talk about it.
Are there any jokes that came out of your time here at Modern Day Marine?
At Modern Day Marine? Oh my goodness. It wasn't a joke, but it was, did you get to pet Chesty?
I didn't pet Chesty today, but I have pet him before, yes.
It's an awkward thing to walk up to somebody and say, did you pet Chesty? Chesty is the dog, the bulldog, the Marine bulldog. Chesty had no interest in me. Like, I cannot express to you how, unenthused Chesty was. You know what? Next time I'm bringing treats. I think that's... I have loved being a part of Modern Day Marine. It's so cool to see all of the stuff that they're, the new things that people are trying to sell to the Marines to have them use, and to see, imagine any other company having the other conferences in this conference hall are probably so different. There's not armed targets or 50 cals. This is a cool one. This is cool.
Do you think Chesty smelled your cat? Maybe that's why he was turned off?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. He probably did smell Bruce. Bruce is my giant cat. He's a maniac. He will kill me in my sleep someday, and it's fair. It's fair, because he deserves all the treats.
Or your Roombas, of course, or her pet Roombas. So you're on tour right now. Can you tell us about your tour, and then where we can find you on social media, online, and all that?
Yeah, so let's see. San Antonio is going to be a big hit coming up. That's one of our big towns that we're coming to. But we travel all over. We've already done Columbus and DC and Seattle. And then next year we're going on tour. We're going to go to Europe and Japan, which is going to be great. But if you go to ashleyguthermuth.com or any of my social media where I'm at Ash Guthermuth, you can find all the information. And I want to come to wherever people are. I'll come perform in your living room. I've done it before. I am not ashamed.
All right, Ashley, anything you want to leave us with today?
Thank you so much. I've had a great time, and I hope to be able to come back next year. And thanks for talking with me.
It was so great to see you. Thanks so much.